Welcome to Level Up with CMJ. Hey, my name is Joe, and this is my Craps Master dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. Today is episode number 298 of the Level Up program and day number 8 of the Black Belt. If you're new to the program, this is all about my shooting the dice at the craps table on a daily basis, as well as practicing a blue-collar craps style of play. In YouTube, we got checking in so far. We have Roger from OMC Craps. We have Rick S. and Joel, JR22, Kick.com. Check that out if you want a little bit more speedier live. And on Kick, we got Red checking in from Michigan. And then I'm also trying out today vertical feeds. So if you guys are on the wrong feed, in the description on the vertical feed, I have it listed as where you can get onto our normal landscape view or the horizontal view. But anyhow, let's get this started. We got 8 people watching on regular YouTube. We got 1 on the vertical streamer now, and we've got 2 people on the Kick side of things. We got Jeff and ND checking in on Kick as well. If you watched yesterday, we hit the small. Good morning, Jen. How you doing? She has a yawn emoji up there, so she's just waking up. But anyhow, yesterday, if you checked in, we hit the small, and we had 2 really good rolls and 1 not so good to start off. But we had pretty good averages, and we'll cover that later on in the stream towards the end, what our averages are for the black belt so far going forward, or going up to date now. But anyway, let's get started here. We're going to go on Crapsee. Again, I'm practicing a $15 table. Good morning, Jason Nielsen checking in on YouTube. We're playing with a $15 table, so we're just going to go a $15 pass line bet to start off with. And I'm a little tongue-tied today because I have extra screens to look at with all the different things that are going on my monitors. So anyhow, $15 pass line bet. We're not going to do a craps check. We are not going to do a 5-5-5 to start off with. I did not do any warm-up rolls today because I was busy setting up this vertical stream. But hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get things going a little bit smoother. 7 people playing a Crapsee. We'll go all bets set here. I'm going to start off with a 3-2-3-6 dice set. Again, we're sticking with that 3V dice set, and we're going to alternate between the cousin 1 and cousin 2 sets as the rolls go out here. So 3-2-3-6. Let's get the day started. And we're using the white dice again. And the left one did stick, but we have a 4-1-5. That's the trucking camper. So that'll be our first point. Let me get KPI roll tracker engaged really quick. And that did not work, did it? I don't know. Yes, it did. Okay, awesome. A little bit slow, but... And we're going to get in a good pattern or pace going forward here in just 1 second. So point is 5. We're going to go with our 88 inside bet level. And we're going to put $15 on the 4 and $15 on that 5 or 10. So we got 15 on the 4 and 10. We got 24 on the 6 and 8, 20 on that 9. And we are not going to do any pass line odds. That was a double pitch on that left die, and that was a single pitch on the right die. So ultimately, it was a single pitch of the dice, and that is a safe result. And let's do this one. So let's go all bets set here. Make sure you press that I am ready button when you're ready. If you're just joining in on the vertical feed, we are playing along on Crapsee here. And Crapsee is an app that you guys can either play for free or you can pay a monthly fee of $5. Let's go all bets set here. 3-2-3-6. And dice out. Yeah, we got a 1-3-4. That's the Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. So 4 will be our second roll, our second roll after the point has been hit. And that's going to be a inside pressure from that because we're bringing back $27 to the rack from there. So we're going to inside pressure. So we'll bring that 6, 8, and 9 up one more unit. So 6 and 8 is at $30, 9's at $25. The 4 and 10 is still at $15. Good morning, Cajun Craps checking in. I think I said hi to everybody else so far. And let's go all bets set here. By the way, that was a implosion of that left die, and that was a primary on the right side, so that is still a safe result. So we're going to stick with the 3236. And again, we're going to do 2,000 throws of the 3V dice set before we switch over to the 2V dice set. Not all today, though, obviously. So all bets set here, dice out. And we got a 4-4 hard 8 square pair. That was not very good mechanics there. It kind of hit the mixing bowl and it went right around the corner. But we will take that result. That is the square pair, the hard 8. And that'll be our second hit here. So that is perfect for us because that will give us enough to get out of the shooter here. Now, I was kind of playing around with different facts and figures last night, and normally what I want to do is I want to get 2 to 3 rolls to get out of the shooter and be at that profit or break even stage. And what I was doing then is I was doing a either like a 66 inside or something like that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our bets down here. We have $62 brought back to the rack currently. And one of the things that was happening when I was down in Joliet last time is Rich, who is Corey's friend, Sith Lord SP's friend, and he was playing a stack to 5, 6, 8 Iron Cross type strategy. So I did some numbers, and I can get into this for $51 to start off with. Actually, be a little bit more than that. It'll be $66 here because we have that 5 as the pass line. So let's go $15 on the field. We'll go 18 on the 6, 18 on the 8. And that's going to be a total of $66. I'm sorry, $66 on the table. So now what happens is, good morning, Victor. So now what happens is if a field will hit, he would press up the 5, 6, and 8. And then if the 5, 6, or 8 would hit, that would only be a collect. So that would obviously be enough on the table to cover that field bet. But we're just going to keep on leveling up to 5, 6, 8 and bringing money back to the rack when those 3 numbers hit. So let's call that all bet set. We have 66 on the table, 62 brought back to the rack. And this is going to be roll number 4 for the shooter. And that was a primary hit on the bottom of the dice. So let's go all bet set here and dice out. Yeah, we got a 314 Big Joe from Crapsee Master Journey again. So that is our first repeat dice combination for the day. This time was a primary on top on that left side, and that was a single pitch on the right side. So that's ultimately a single pitch of the dice. So that field bet will pay out there. So what that's going to do is we're going to keep that $15 on the field, but we're going to pressure up the 8 and the 6, 1 unit each. So that means that we brought a little bit back to the rack, and we're going to put the rest of it on the 6 and 8. So we have got $77 brought back to the rack, 78 on our table. So we're only into the shooter for $1. So that's not too bad after only 4 throws of the dice, and we already got $78 pretty much for free here. So let's call that all bets set here and dice out. Got 8 people watching the vertical feed. If you're new to the Crapsee Master Journey Level Up program, if you check the description, you can get on the landscape or the regular YouTube feed. I have a link in the description there. And we'll go all bets set, dice out. And we have a 2, 4, 6 That is the Kevin the Carpenter 2x4. So this is where that stacking up the 6, 8 will work out nicely here. So what happens is now we're going to lose that $15 field bet, but we brought $28 back to the rack. So we're going to take 15 of that 28, put it back up on the field, and we're just going to keep the 6 and 8 as it is right now. So $90 brought back to the rack, 78 on the table, and the blue collar craps goal today is to get $150, so that'll bring us up to $2,900 for our bankroll. And if I was to take everything off the table right now, I would be roughly $23 short. Actually, no, we're going to go $29.50 is the $150 mark. So we are just about $63 short of that $150 goal if I took everything off the table. That was a 2-1, so that was a single pitch of the left die, and that was a single pitch of the right dice. So that was ultimately a primary in the front face. Good morning, Kevin Smith checking in. And $18 on the 5. I did not do $18 on the 5, Jen. I have that $15 pass line bet right now. So I meant to say $18 on the 6 and 8. So let's call that all bets set and dice out. 3, 2, 3, 6. And we got a 3, 2, 5. That is the Justice 5. So how appropriate, Justice Jen is in the chat right now. So that would be our points. We hit the point, and we coming out looking for a new point now. We did lose that field bet, so that was a wash on that bet there. So no gain, no loss. And again, we're going to stick with that $15 pass line bet. That was a primary hit on the left side. That was a explosion on the right side. So yesterday, if you watched, we were doing a lot of exploding of the dice. Either one die or both die were exploding, majority of our throws. That is the first explosion of the dice that we've had today. And you are right. It is craps is a negative expectation game, Victor. But there's different ways that you can do bet according to how you're shooting for the day, and hopefully increase your odds of winning a little bit. But if you follow along with the blue collar craps, the big thing is to get to your goal, get off the table, and call that the session or call that the day or whatever your goal is. So make sure you get there and you get off the table as soon as you can, because the longer you're at the table, the more of a chance the casino has of getting your money back. So $15 pass line bet. We're looking for a new point coming out here. 3, 2, 3, 6. Dice out. And we got a 314, Big Joe from Wisconsin this time. Wow, okay. That is our third 314 for the day out of 6 throws. So 50% of the throws are a 314. How ironic is that? How nice is that you're actually repeating, that I'm actually repeating dice combinations. So I'm not going to work out the come on, Victor, but anyhow, we're going $15 on that field bet. And let's pick up the 5 for $15. Nope, we're not going to pick that up until we hit a field. So our next field hit, we'll pick up that 5. Right now we've got extra money on the 4 since that is the pass line. And again, that was a primary on that left die. That was a single pitch on the right die. So ultimately it's a single pitch of the dice, and all bets set. Dice up. And again, we're working on mechanics today as well. And we got a 617, ouch. So that roll came to an end. We did not make a lot of money off of it, but we definitely did not lose money. So we made a little bit of profit on the first roll, and we were only at 8 rolls long. So just touch over average. Normally my MO is to have a short first roll, and then we usually pick it up after that. So let's see if we can keep it going. And again, we're going to go with a $15 pass line. Actually, we're going to go $20 this time. This time we're going to pick up the ATS for 555, and we're going to go with a $3 craps check. So that craps check will cover the pass line if a 2 or 3 or 12 rolls. If the 7 or 11 rolls, the 7 rolls, that $20 pass line will cover the craps check and the ATS bets. And if it 11 rolls, that's a $6 profit as we're starting right here. Remember, Blue Collar Craps is a lower bankroll and low goal program. So 10 people playing on Crapsee. We got 14 people on YouTube. We got 36 on the vertical live feed for YouTube. And we got 4 people watching on kick.com. We'll go all bets set here. Sticking with a 3-2-3-6 dice set. And dice out. And we got to come out 7-5-2-7, and that is the Bruce. Do not become shark bait. So if you're following along on the vertical feed here, guys, make sure if this is the first time that you're seeing the channel here, make sure to give me a thumbs up. I would really, truly appreciate it. If you like the content, consider subscribing to the channel. And it looks like there's a little bit of a lag going on the vertical feed right now, but we will hopefully work it out as we get going. That was a single pitch on the left die, and that was an explosion on the right die. So again, that's 1 dice off axis, 3-2-3-6. And again, we're going to be doing the same bets here. So we're going to repeat the last ones. We're going 5-5-5 on the ATS, $3 craps check, $20 pass line bet. We made a profit of $2 on that first roll. And let's go all bets set here. Dice out. A little bit high energy, another come out 7. Wow, okay. 3-4-7. We did not do many come out 7s yesterday. I think there was only 1 come out 7 that we had yesterday. But this time it was a double pitch of the dice. So the double pitch. And again, 3-2-3-6 is what we're going to stick with. We're going to go with the same bets as what we just got done doing. So we have a profit of $4 so far for the shooter. So let's do this once. Let's just, for shits and giggles, let's pick up the reds for $1 a piece. So we're going to hop the 7s for $1 a piece. We're going to take part of that $4 profit. We're going to put it right on the 7s. So that way, if we do happen to have another 7, because they do come in several of them at a time sometimes. But let's go all bet set, and then hopefully we can do that. Bam is asking if adding kick and the vertical feed has increased viewership. I honestly don't know. Today's my first time doing a vertical feed, and right now it looks like it's not streaming very well. But hey, it is what it is. Let's. I want to check something out really quick here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that vertical feed. But on the kick.com part of it, it's helped a little bit, not a lot. It's helped a little bit though, and a lot of the people that are following on Kick actually were my normal subscribers for YouTube. But you know, hey, let's get going here, guys. Still looking for a point on this shooter. 3-2-3-6 is the dice set, and dice out. But I've been hearing, we have a 1-2-3 ace deuce Alfredo sauce. I've been hearing that a lot of people that are doing the vertical lives have been picking up a lot of subscribers. And usually it's like 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 per vertical live feed. So we'll see how it works out for me. I'm not really sure how it's gonna work in that. But that is a pass line loser there. So we're going to, I'm trying to finagle this stuff around here a little bit so I can see what is going on. There we go. So that's up. That craps check's going to pay out on that one. So we actually broke even on that one because we had that the reds hopped there. So let's go again. $20 pass line bet, a $3 craps check. We are not going to hop the reds this time, and we're going to stick with the 555 and the ATS because that is locked in right now. So let's go all bets set here. We're going to look for a point yet. 3236, and that was an implosion on that left die. That was an explosion on the right die. So drift right on the dice. Good morning, Ryan, checking in. So let's go all bets set here and dice out. And we have another ace deuce. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's all I got to say. Guys, it's having a hard time getting a point established on the second shooter. And yesterday, we could not throw an ace deuce to save our life. I think we threw one ace deuce the entire episode yesterday. So we're going again, 3236. Let's do this one. So let's roll the dice away from us, 1 quarter turn on each side. So we're going to go to the 2426 and see if we can change the luck a little bit here. So, and Victor's saying that smartphone users like our vertical feed better. I have heard that, but we'll see how it goes. Anyhow, again, $20 pass line bet, $3 craps check, 555 on the ATS. We have a profit of $3 so far in the shooter. And since we're having a difficult time coming out, let's hop the reds for $1 a piece. So we can at least maybe make a little bit of money off of this if that bad number would show up here right away. So 10 people on Crapsee. We got 17 people watching on the YouTube, and my live feed has taken a crap. It's the stream. It's what's that thing called when the circle goes around? So that's not being too successful for me today. 2 4 6 4 is the dice set and dice out. Ooh, dice split apart on me, guys. We got a 3 4 7. Wow. 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 Okay. 3 4 7, that's good because we hopped the reds. So that's going to be an extra $15 come back. So we can actually play a come out game here a little bit now and start increasing our bets up. So we actually have a profit of $18 so far in the shooter. We still don't have a point established. And so let's do this one. So let's go $4 on the craps check now. And we'll go back up 555 on an ATS because I have a feeling that we are going to get out of this and we're going to have a nice roll. And then let's go hop the reds for $2 each. If you ever watch Alfredo, he has a come-out game, and a lot of times he'll make some decent money on the come-outs, depending on what happens with his rolls. But that was a double pitch of the dice. That was a primary on the left side, a double pitch on the right side. So we have to watch that for finger positioning here. That is an SRR killer, Jen. I fully 100% agree with you. But that is... Got to watch out for finger position here. Yeah, I know the vertical is buffering there, Ryan. It is what it is. I'll have to figure out something going forward here. So dice out. 3 2 3 6. Still looking for a point. They split apart again. This time we do have a point. We have a 145 trucking camper, or the horse and buggy. So then that's one thing I don't understand is why is the vertical buffering but the regular one is not? That's kind of strange to me. And it appears to me that the kick.com side of things is going well as it is also. So, but anyhow, let's go again. 88 inside. just like we did the first time around. So that's going to be $24 on the 6 and 8, $20 on that 9. Let's pick up the 10 for $15. We'll pick up the 4 for $15. And we should be all set with that. Again, that was an implosion of that left die. That was a double pitch on the right die. So we got to really be careful here that we get rid of this double pitch thing going on here. So let's go all bets set and dice out. Ooh, dice kind of rotated over towards the left. That means it was a little crooked when I released. And let me see if I can get this dice. It's in the corner. But anyway, we have a 538. 538. That is the Great 8. Leon from Great Craps. And I got to enter that in here. What were our rolls? We had my rolls did not get entered in here. So let's get it in Crapsee here, and I'll update the KPI. So for KPI, we had a 3-4 was the last one that entered in. And we had a 2-1, 5-2, 4-3, and then we had a 2-1. And we had another 2-1. And then we had a 4-3, 4-1, and a 5-3. Okay, so KPI should be updated now, and it will take just a second to get updated on the screen. There we go. I will tell you this, my computer is working hard right now to keep up, and that's probably why that vertical is doing that. Let's do this one. So let's end that vertical stream. Let's get that off here so we can get some resources going on our computer here. And that's going to allow me to do a couple things here. Okay, awesome. Good morning, Waylon. Waylon's checking in. Okay. We hit a 8, so we're going to do a little inside pressure here. $30 on a 6 and 8, 25 on a 9. We got 15 on a 4 and 10. And again, that was a single pitch of the left die. That was a primary on the right side. So that is a safe result. And let's call this all bet set. We got $36 brought back so far on this shooter. Good morning, Duracell checking in. Up to 19 people watching on YouTube. I shut down the vertical feed because it was buffering. Dice out. Ooh, a little bit of a high bounce, but we have another 134. Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. That is our fourth 314 for the day. And that was only out of how many throws do we have? We have only 15 throws today. So lucky that we're on 4. Yeah, I haven't watched the rest of it either, Cajun Craps. He says he still hasn't been able to watch Tuesday's DI session with Craig, OBC. I got probably about half an hour into it before I had to turn off. Good morning, Seth Julie, checking in on kick.com. But yeah, I only got about half an hour into it, and then I had to turn it off, and I would like to get back into it again. So Joe goes, that's why he does not lay the 4 on me. But anyhow, $63 brought back to the rack. We're going to bring our bets down. We finally got out of the shooter, or almost out of the shooter, and there was 8 rolls in on this shooter. That shows you how long it took us to get our bets established. So we're going to go $18 on the 6. We're going to go $18 on the 8. And we're going to go $15 on the field bet. And that gives us $86 on the table, 63 brought back to rack. So the first 1 or 2 hits here are going to be collects before we start pressing that 6 and 8 up. So let's call that all bets set and dice out. 3, 2, 3, 6. Here we go. Dice they cross on us. We have another truck and camper, 145. So they are either 145s today or the 134 have been the majority of the throws, or a good number of the throws, I should say. So that is our point. We hit the point. So that's going to be a $5 profit for us because we had $20 pass line bet and we lost 15 on that field. So that was brought back $5. So we're going to stick with the $20 pass line bet. We're going to go back $3 craps check. That was another implosion of that left die. That was a double pitch on the right die. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that double pitch thing today. So he goes dice with pips colored to make you concentrate more on mechanics than the results. Yeah. That was a curious suggestion that Gargoyle had made. I've never heard of that. I wonder if it really shouldn't matter if it throws off the weight of the dice net a little bit, because you are working on the landing zone, you're working on the grip, you're working on the throw itself. And he was correct. It really doesn't matter what the results are until you get your mechanics down very well. So let's call that all bet set. $20 pass line bet, $3 craps check. Looking for a new point. Still on shooter number 2 for the day. Dice out. Ooh, I came up way short on that left die, but we have a 268. That is the Duracell 8. Again, go out, support free live craps. Give that thumbs up where deserved, and make sure that you give a subscription if you do truly enjoy the content that I am providing here. Greatly appreciate it. Single pitch on the right die, single pitch on the left die, ultimately a primary on the front. Good morning, Mike. 85 Bears checking in on the YouTube side of things. Up to 20 people watching. We got 13 likes so far. Keep on hitting those thumbs up, guys. I do really appreciate it. But anyhow, 8 is the point, so we're going to take that $18 off the 8. We'll put 15 on the field. We'll put 15 on that 5. $65 brought back to rack, 83 on the table, so next one will be a collect yet. And all bets set. Again, that left die stuck. I don't know what's going on with it, but we have a 235 Justice 5. So until we can get some field hits here, this is where it's a little bit difficult because we're only bringing back basically $6 to the rack. So because it's $21 one on the 5, we're putting 15 back up on that field. So the profits are going to be very slow until we can get the 5, 6, and 8 pressed up a little bit. Then we can start making some money. So let's hit a couple fields here. That would be nice. That was a single pitch on the single pitch away on the left die, a primary on the right die, so that was a safe result. Good morning, Marble Fork. And he says we have a shooter, which means that we are over 10. But if you guys watch this shooter here, it took us about 6 rolls to get a point established. So I will tell you, we have a shooter in about 4 or 5 more rolls would be nice. But hey, today's the last day, by the way, to register for the Craps Nation Dice Throwing Tournament. So make sure that if you are interested get into the Craps Nation Skype group, request permission to get into our throwing group, and get signed up. They have 60 people as of this morning sign up for the tournament, and the first round is to be narrowing everybody down to 32 people. So let's go all bets set here and dice out. $71 brought back to rack, 83 on the table currently. And here we go. And we have a 213 Ace Deuce Alfredo sauce. So that will be enough to get us out of the shooter. So now we will be in profit. So now going forward, this is where we're going to start loading up on that 5, 6, and 8. So 213, actually the 8 will wait a little bit because that's the pass line. But that is a $15 profit on that one. We're going to do a collect on that one, so we'll go same bet again. That was a single pitch on the right die, single pitch on the left die. So ultimately they flipped opposite directions. So ultimately that was a double pitch of the dice. And we'll call this all bets set here, dice out. And we got that 437, ouch. So we got out of the shooter just in time for the second shooter in a row just in time. So we are ultimately in profit for the day, not by much. We are in profit today roughly $60, somewhere around there. I think we started off at no, we're not even $60. We started off just under $2,800, so we're about $15, $20 in profit for the day, which we should be higher for the length of the rolls. But again, like I said, that second shooter took forever to get a point established. So again, 3236 will be our come out row set here. And again, we're going to go $20 on the pass line bet. No, we're going to stick with 15. We're not going to do the ATS right now because the ATS is not really been profitable. Let's do a $2, $3 craps check here. So $3 craps check, $15 pass line bet. It's 10 people playing along Crapsee, 21 people watching on YouTube. Again, I stopped the vertical feed because it was buffering. But anyhow, we'll go all bets set here and dice out. That left one left my hand just a little bit early. And I'm glad we picked up the craps check because they have a 1-1-2, the magic aces. So that was not a normal throw. Like I said, that left die left just a little bit early, and it kissed off the right one when it landed. So that was an implosion of the left die. That was a single pitch of the right die. And we're going to go back up again. We made a profit of $6 off of that one. So let's go $3 on a craps check again. Let's go $15 pass line bet again. And let's hop the reds for $1 a piece. So since we made a profit, let's see if we can pull some of that back to the rack in case we have another long come out sequence like we did before. So $6 profit thus far, $15 pass line bet, $3 craps check, hopping reds for $1 a piece, and all bets set. And dice out. And the dice were really tight when they came down and they landed, they split apart. And when they split apart like that, that's usually the result that we got, is that 437. So I'm glad we picked up the reds there for $1 a piece. That's a little bit extra money brought back to the rack, playing that come out game. We are consistent today, guys. We're consistently throwing sevens on the come out. We're consistently throwing the 3-1-4. We're consistently throwing the 4-1-5. So definitely seeing repeat numbers. Not necessarily the numbers I do want to see as a repeat, though. So again, we're going to go $3 craps check, $15 pass line bet. Let's pick the reds up again for $2 this time. And actually, let's put an extra $1 on that craps check. So we got $31 profit so far on this shooter. And we still have not established a point. So again, this come out game is one thing that I really need to work on. And so far, it's working here. So let's see if we can keep it going. We'll go all bets set and dice out. And we got a 5-3-8. Again, that is the great 8, another repeat dice result. So point will be 8. And we're going to switch our bets around a little bit different this time. This time we're going to go 160 across. So Duracell saying that your adjustments should be with your mechanics, how they're leaving your fingers, landing, hitting the same landing zone, flying together, not adjusting the dice set. I agree and disagree with you on that one, Duracell. Sometimes it is a mechanic issue, and if the more you throw the dice, the more you can tell if it's a mechanics or a dice set issue. If you watch the level program consistently, we are doing a rhythm rolling style of throwing the dice, and we're working primarily in the 3V dice set right now, and we would be switching between the Cousin 1 and Cousin 2 sets. If you don't know dice behavior and how to interpret the dice, picking one set and changing mechanics would be the option. But the more you get to know about the dice, the more you get to know the actions of the dice and interpreting the dice, you can work on actually both at the same time, adjusting the dice sets as well as adjusting your mechanics. Obviously, if there's something glaringly wrong with the mechanics, that comes first. Fix the mechanics if you can. But every day you get different results usually. But we're going to go all about sets here. Hopefully that made sense. And hopefully I'm not ruffling too many feathers, but that is my belief. Dice out. And as we talk about it, 437. So that is a loss on this shooter. We got 18 minutes left of the day here, so let's get another shooter going. Let's figure that out. That's a double pitch. We've been doing a lot of double pitching today, so we got to really be careful with that. Yes, I agree with that. There's also. Anyhow, what do we do here? That was $124 loss. We're down for $100 for the day. And again, our goal is to make $150. So. And we're going to ladder up our bets, I think, just for one shooter, see what happens here. So we're going to go $15 pass line bet because we have a minimum pass line bet of $15. And we're going to go up on the ATS because we're due for a long roll here. We're going to go actually $20 in the pass line because of the ATS. We'll go $4, $3 on the craps check. Call that all bets set. 8 people watching are on Crapsee, 23 people watching on YouTube. And dice out. And we had a little bit of a rollback on that left die, but we have a 1-5 KitchenAid mixer, so 6 will be your new point. And again, that's going to be an implosion of that left die, a implosion of the right die. So we had a double implosion this time, which is actually a safe result for this set. So you want to see a larger grip view. We'll try that one once, occasion. How's that? So Duracell saying that he's only talking about what's worked for him, and I agree. Dice is different for everybody. And his big thing is if you're changing multiple things, how do you know what worked? And that's a great thing to bring up. And I'll go back to the screen here. This is kind of the rules for the rhythm rolling, if you will. We have basically to answer 4 different questions. So is there any deviations in your throw? So that comes down to mechanics like you're talking about. So posture, grip, release, landing zone, energy levels, whatever. The second thing we're looking for, since we're using that 3V dice, is there 1-3 or is there 1-4 on top? If there is, that's a good thing. That's what we're trying to do. Third question is it a warning shot? So on a cousin one set, if it's an exploding dice on one and a single pitch towards us on the other dice, that's a warning towards a 7, because if you do quarter turn on both dice, that's where the 7 shows up. Or on the cousin one set, if it's implosion on one dice and a single pitch away, that's also another warning, blah, blah, blah. But then the last question is it repeatable? So if you look at that, 2 of those are kind of mechanics related, but we're analyzing the results, and I answer those 4 questions every time that I go through this, so that way we can deduce whether it's a mechanical issue, whether it's a dice set issue, whether we can fix the stuff at the table or whatever. Anyhow, we are going to go, I'm going to go 160 across again. $25 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. We got $8 or $30 on the 8. Good morning, John. He's checking in here. And let's go all bets set here. Dice out. That right one split off. We have an ace deuce Alfredo sauce. 1, 2, 3. That was a 2, not a 1, not a 3. There's a 1, 2. So that's going to help us with that ATS towards the small. So, and what you got to do is you got to find what works best for you as well. And stick with that. You know, don't be afraid to explore new options, especially if you're at home practicing. Try some different things. Try different landing zones, different grips, different throwing positions, different dice sets. You know, try different things and see what works for you. Sometimes you find what works, but after a while, that kind of wears off a little bit. You know, every day is something a little bit different, usually. So 3, 2, 3, 6. Dice out. Ooh, a little bit long in the landing zone, but we have a 3, 3 hard, 6 the double degen. So that was a primary on top. I would not say that is a normal throw. It was a little bit long on the dice, but the dice did die right close to the wall, even though they split apart a little bit. So that was our point. We hit the point. We'll be coming up looking for a new point again, so we're going to go back up $3 on the craps check. ATS is still intact. All of our box numbers are turned off. And let's call that all bets set here. Dice out. 26 people watching on YouTube. I welcome everybody. And here we go. Look for a point. And we have OMC Craps, all the dots and all the spots, midnight. So that is one of the bookends. And our craps check should cover that, no problem. So we will not lose any money. We'll actually make $1 off of that. And they're also saying is using a hardware set. Hardware set is a good set to practice with, because it's very easy to interpret the results. If a 1 or 6 shows, you know that the dice is off axis. If anything else shows, then you know it's on axis. And if you double pitch, then a 7 shows. So it's a pretty good set to practice with. It's good to interpret what's going on with your dice then too. So. Rhythm and groove is also very important, Marble Fork, and that's one of the things that's hard to run a show sometimes is the interruptions that are going on. But anyway, we're still looking for a new point. $3 craps check, $20 pass line bet, all bets set here, and dice out. Still looking for a point. Dice landed. They did cross. We have a 4-3-7 on the come out. This is a pass line winner, a natural. But I've also said, Marble Fork, that running a show has actually helped me a lot for when I'm throwing in a casino, because I used to get very easily distracted at the table, and I found that since I've been doing the show, throwing a dice, setting a dice, reading the chats, doing the KPI entries, doing all these different things, bouncing around, moving my feet, because when I'm at the craps table in the real casino, I actually keep my feet planted, just like Ed from Roll to Win says. Here, this helps train me for going to the casino, actually. But that's a double pitch on that left die. That was a primary on the right die. So that's ultimately a double pitch of the dice. Again, we're going to go back up $3 craps check. We're going to go back to the 555 ATS. So that was a $6 win on that one. Let's pick up, I hate to do this, but we're going to pick up $1 on the reds as well. And let's go to $4 on that craps check. So, good morning, Biff, checking in. Yeah, the SRR is not doing too well today. The numbers that we actually brought it up pretty good after the last 2 days, but today not so good. But the SOR it's average. So 2 good days, 1 mediocre day. Dice out. And we got 314. That's the Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. So on to 4. That is our second unique point for the shooter. And we're going to take the $25 out the 4, we'll move it over to 6, so we'll make it look like 30. And we're still looking for a decent hit here, so we can press our bets up here a little bit. That was a primary on the left side, single pitch on the right. So ultimately, single pitch of the dice. And we'll go all bets set here. Dice out. And I will hope that you join the craps tournament also, Durso. Again, today is the last day to sign up for it. Make sure that you get onto Skype and request to be on the shooter tournament page. And we have another Ace Deuce Alfredo sauce, 2-on-3. So that's been a very strong number today. Yesterday we cannot hit that at all. That would be awesome, Durso. I would love to see you throwing the dice, because I can honestly say that you've been very involved in all the chats and very appreciated in all the chats and the support that you've given the community. But I've only seen you on video one time, and that was you were doing an interview, I believe, with Jeff. That time you were sitting on a boat. Without that interview, I would not even know what you looked like. So that would be awesome to see you on there. Show your throw, show your skills, and share it with us in the community so we can all celebrate together here. But let's go all bets set here. And that tournament, guys, is challenging. It really is. I think they had a random roller get into the top 16, I think, last year. But there are stress levels that are involved in it. And just because you're a good shooter or a bad shooter doesn't mean that you're going to do well on that day. There were some really good shooters that were knocked out in the first round last year. In fact, George from CY was knocked out in the first round. John was knocked out in the first round, I think. People that are known to be shooting the dice on a consistent basis, it's just all what happens at that particular time. Dice out. I stuck my fingers just a little bit, but do you have that 5-5 hard 10, the Old Bay bushel? That is our first Old Bay bushel for the day. And that'll be our first significant hit here for this shooter. And what I'm going to do is that's going to be $63 total brought back to the rack. I'm going to regress my bets down to the 96 across bet level, and we'll take one hit at that as a collect, and then we should hopefully be enough money brought back to get out of the shooter somewhat. That was a single pitch of the left die. That was a implosion on the right die. So that was a single pitch towards us with an implosion. So that's a safe result. If it was a single pitch away with that implosion, then that would be kind of a bad warning sign thing. So, and let's go all bet set. Face up. So another 2-1-3. Wow. Okay. Maybe I should be playing some horns here. But anyhow, the first round of the Craps Nation shooting tournament is going to be getting the 60 plus shooters that we have set up into the top 32. And you get 3 shooters worth, so 3 7-outs, and then they'll take the best score there, and that'll put you up against everybody else then. And then if there's a tie, they'll take the best average of the 3 shooters, and that would definitely rank you from there. So that was a 2-1-3. We're not going to do anything with their bets. That was no help here, and we'll call this all bets set. We're at $116 on a table with the ATS bet and a $20 pass line bet. 62 hours brought back. And let's go all bets set here. Dice out. If you're just joining in, we had the first 2 shooters were winners, not by much. The 3rd shooter hit us and took us for a little bit of a loop. And this one took us for a little bit as well. So we have a 3-4-7. And today was not that successful for a shooting day. Let's go through our statistics here in just a second. We'll see where we ended up here. We actually ended up down about $120 some for the day, but it is what it is. Yesterday we made a pretty significant profit, but let's go through our statistics for the day. And these are way different than what we've been seeing the last couple of days. We did have 2 double-digit shooters, but that second shooter took about 8 rolls before we got a point established in the beginning. But anyhow, we have 4 shooters today. We have an 8, a 4, a 13, and a 10. We have an SLR today of an 8.8, which is, it is what it is. SRR is a amazing 3.9. Well, that's terrible. Box numbers are low today. Inside numbers are low today. The 4s and 10s, shoot, what's going on with this? 4s and 10s were expected. Come out 7s are way up the charts. We had high horns today, low fields, and low hardways. Let's go over, look at our brown belt statistics. This is through the end of yesterday. And through the end of yesterday on the black belt, we have 279 throws in so far. We have a 10.24 SOR, a 6.7 SRR, which is going to be brought down tomorrow when I enter these in, and a 6.83 BSR. Anyhow, let's check the chat here and see what's going on before we get out. Make sure that you do go over to Casino Gaming TV here in a little bit to watch John's daily paycheck. Ryan, send me. Are you in Discord, Ryan? If so, I will send you a link on that. And I can get you into the chat room, and then once you're in the chat room, you can request to be entered into the tournament, and that's through the Skype Craps Nation Skype group. But anyhow, hey guys, my name is Joe. This is my Craps Master dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. Hopefully, I will see you guys all back tomorrow. I hope that everybody has a great day, a safe day, and be prosperous.